In a man's eyes, your value is tied to your beauty.
I have no value because I'm not her size.
No, he's not saying that. No,
that is exactly what you're saying. That's exactly what you're saying, because you're trying to say that I can't attract the right man because I'm not small enough.
No, he's saying what
I could tell her what I'm saying. Let me just tell you what I'm saying.
My looks are everything, right? So they're the only thing that matters, right?
That isn't what I said.
What's good, YouTube? This is KB LaFleur. You can call me KB. Welcome back to another video, man. We got something pretty good, man. We got this person that looks like an adult, right? That looks like an adult crying and getting upset because you got your good brother here, David Cooley, right? I did a few videos on him, and listen, I like some of the content that he's doing. I kind of like him, man. He kind of on a roll here, but he is essentially just trying to tell this sister, hey, this is one thing that you can improve on. Now, of course, didn't see the whole interview, but the crazy thing is you can see this one clip and you can tell that she has a lot of insecurities piled on herself. And it seems that she is very self-absorbed to the point where she is crying, right? An adult crying because somebody is giving them a critique, right? How can you get upset with somebody giving you constructive criticism that is only going to help your situation? And the sad thing about it is, right? The sad thing about it is you kind of watch it at the beginning, right? He kind of tiptoes, right? After she starts to cry and all that, he's like, dang, ooh, maybe I might need to chill. And that's how bad it is today, right? That's how indoctrinated we are right now, to the point where somebody getting upset, and it has to be either a woman or we already know who the other people are. If they get upset and get slightly upset or agitated because somebody's just not agreeing with them, because somebody is giving them constructive criticism, it then becomes, well, you know what, hey, because I can't argue your point, let me go ahead and cry my point out, right? Let me go ahead and cry my point. Even though it's not making a point, I'm gonna still cry about it. And it's like, how do you, like, but you're a functioning adult in society. I don't see how. But this is what we see every single day, and it's sad, right? It's sad because, like I said, the guy had to tiptoe. It almost seemed like he had to tiptoe. And then it got to the point where he was like, you know what? Okay, this is what I am saying. Hey, maybe you might need to go ahead and take this approach that will help you be able to obtain the man that you want. But the fact that the sister can't even sit here and just accept it and just take the constructive criticism, it says a lot about her, right? It says a lot about her. And it's not that she's ugly. Like, she's a very beautiful woman, right? In my eyes, she's very beautiful. And one thing I can say, right, when it comes down to Kevin Samuels and it comes down to a lot of people saying, man, you know, they pretty much trying to take the Kevin Samuels, of course, interviewing women, and a lot of your women came up here and he was saying, yeah, 170, 180, that's too big. For me, once again, I'm just one of the brothers, man, that's just, hey, look, I like my women 170 plus. I like my women 170 plus, got to be at least 5'11". I like some women with some meat on the bones. That's just me, right? That's just me. I can't date no petite woman. I can't date no skinny woman. I can't date no short one. I need somebody, man, who's going to be taller than 5'10", 5'11", and is going to weigh more than 170. That is me. Right, that's me. Because once again, I'm a big dude. I'm a big dude. So once again, that's what I like. But for a lot of us people that are in this space, for women, man, who are plus size, listen, if you're plus size, that's fine. Right, that is fine. As long as you're in the gym, as long as you're working out, as long as you are, once again, disciplined, right? Dude, plenty of men will sit over here and say, hey, it is what it is, especially if you have the beauty, right? Once again, there are plenty of beautiful plus size women who work out constantly, right? You can tell they're plus size, right? But once again, you can look at them and tell that they work out, right? That's what a lot of men want. She can't even see that. It's like, man, I mean, like, dude, nobody sitting over here saying you got to be as skinny as this lady. But hey, once again, because you can't argue the point, because you know what he's saying is factual, right? Because you don't want to make any changes, you're going to sit over here and try to cry your way out of it, right? You're going to try to sit over here and say, that's exactly what you're talking about. That's exactly what you're talking about. When that's, once again, yes, he is saying you need to get into the gym. But once again, you're taking it somewhere where it doesn't have to go. You're taking it somewhere, once again, essentially twisting his words. You're trying to make it seem like he is just, once again, downing you. And that's not the case. Let's go ahead and look at the video.
In a man's eyes, your value is tied to your beauty.
I have no value because I'm not her size.
No,
I
he's
didn't
not
tell you
saying
that.
that.
Yeah,
No.
that is exactly what you're saying.
I
That's
didn't.
exactly what you're saying because you're trying to say that I can't attract the right man because I'm not small enough.
No, he's saying what
I could tell her what I'm
That-
saying. Let me just
My
tell you what I'm
looks are
saying.
From
my
my
looks
point of
are
view.
everything, right? So they're the only thing that matters, right?
That isn't what I said.
I mean, you even have one of the ladies trying to tell you that's not what he is trying to say, right? But once again, because she can't argue his point, because she literally, once again, this is what you do. This is what you're going to be getting with a lot of people in today's society, a lot of women in today's society, where you can simply call out something and they go straight to twisting your words. They'll go straight to, well, you know what, hey, let me go ahead and start pushing false narratives so we can go ahead and try to divert the conversation. So we can go ahead and try to pretty much interrupt the conversation, right? Interrupt the flow of the conversation. Because once again, that's not the point that he's trying to make. He's just simply saying, hey, look, you can still be plus size and still work out. You can still lose a little bit of weight. There's literally nothing wrong with that. I've seen plenty of plus size women lose a lot of weight, right? And they were still considered plus size. But hey, once again, you look at them, you like, oh, you tell you worked out. You look beautiful, right? You look beautiful before. You look 10 billion times better now. I mean, once again, women want to do the easiest stuff, right? Want to do the easiest of things, right? Well, you know what? Hey, makeup is easy putting on. You know, lipstick is easy putting on. You know, but having to lose some weight, that's kind of hard. So, man, you know what? Hey, I'm gonna force people to accept what I look like, so I don't have to go to the gym and go ahead and burn it off, right? Just like how back in the day, once again, I never saw, you know, plus size for women. I just never saw that. But now everywhere you go, you're gonna see that because once again, we've accepted that. We've said, you know what, hey, it is what it is. We understand that these people, the obesity rate in America is getting high. Right, and it's high amongst a lot of your women, but hey, we're gonna just allow it. You know, now we're gonna try to start advertising it, and we're going to say being plus size is okay, being overweight and obese is okay. And the sad thing is, right, she can't even take constructive criticism, but she contradicts herself where she's saying, well, I mean, you're sitting over here literally saying that I can't get a man when he's not saying it, but you're saying I can't get a man just solely off of my weight alone, or all my looks alone. And like I said, she's a very beautiful woman. She's a very beautiful woman for me. So I mean, hey, like once again, I mean, you just obviously don't want to have no change. You obviously don't want to make no change.
Matters first and foremost
That isn't what I said.
for men.
But,
Right.
But
That's
that
right.
isn't. I'm speaking specifically to a certain thing, right? So I said that women advertise themselves. Women don't normally walk up to men, lots of men, and approach them. You don't walk up to every guy you see that's attractive and approach them. The man, and not only that, you would respect it more if a man would approach you. So men approach and women advertise themselves. So from that standpoint, since you're not meeting certain guys, right? So let me finish. Since you're not attracting certain guys that meets your qualifications, that you would want to even have them guys get down on one knee to marry you, if you're not meeting those guys, that means that you need to change something about yourself. That's what I'm saying.
Right. So the one thing that I need to change, you're saying, is just to lose weight.
I'm saying the one thing you need to change is to lose weight and to get in the gym, and you will become more attractive to more men.
it's
But why do I
It's
need to
based off of beauty.
But that's never been an
Yeah,
issue
but
for me.
big-
I've
What
never
I'm telling
for a
you,
lot
it
of men.
is.
Not for a lot of men.
this is
I don't want a man who's only going to judge me based on my size.
That's the
Can
way
I-
That's
can
how
I-
it is. That's
can
how
I-
it is.
can I say
we don't want a
something?
man. Look. You just called him short. We don't want a woman that's only gonna base us based off our height. I'm 6'4", he's 5'8". But you said that he's disqualified because he's
But I
5'8".
didn't judge his character.
But okay, but you judge his height and he doesn't qualify for you.
Okay, but that's not
And
something.
we're saying,
but
but
that's-
look, time out. The same way he doesn't qualify for you, with your figure, a lot of guys you won't qualify for. And that's what you have to realize. You don't want a woman.
And as y'all can see, y'all see how she once again contradicts herself, where she sits over here and talks about this man height. She says that he's disqualified because, hey, well, you know what? I'm Big Bird and he's he's Elmer Fudd. There's just no way in hell, we can make that work. There's no way in hell we can make that work. Right? I mean, okay, that's fine, right? Hey, cool. You're the size of a tank. It is what it is. But you can't sit over here and literally get upset when people are saying, hey, you can change in this area. right? You can change in this area, and then you get to go ahead and try to twist in a person's word. You then get to go into saying, hey, well, you know what? This guy is too short. He's disqualified. But then when somebody tells you, you need to go ahead and make a change, it becomes an issue. But when you tell a guy that, hey, he's disqualified, we just have to take it, right? Because of his height. Hey, well, you know what? Hey, you're 2'2". Hey, man, you got a tiny wee wee. That's why I can't be with you, right? You're talking about one situation where a guy can't change his height versus a situation where somebody can change how much they weigh. Somebody can change how hard they go in the gym. Somebody can change how often they go to the gym. You can control your weight, but you can't control your height. But once again, right, we have allowed people, mainly women, right, to sit over here and play these double standard games. Hey, well, you know what? Hey, well, I don't want this man, to sit with me. I don't want that man. He's too short. They even have a freaking song, man, where they talking about, I don't want no little teeny weeny, short, talking about men, with small meats. We then have these same women who get upset because, hey, you say, well, you know what? You got too many kids. We don't want to deal with that. That's something that you can control. Hey, well, you weigh too much. I don't want to deal with that. That's something that you can control. Now it's an issue. Now it's hate speech. Now it's, they don't really care for us. We only want to see the society do better. We only want to see the women, man, who are going to be carrying our kids, who's going to be taking care of our kids, who's going to be teaching our kids. We just want them to have a better mindset. We want them to be able to lead when we're not around, right? When we're going out working and doing whatever. It's just that double standard that we will always see. And once again, it's sad. Like I said, it's freaking sad because, like I said, we're always accosted. We're always the one that gets canceled. We're always the one to sit over here and have to take all of the hits, right? For the same thing we've been saying for years, for the same thing we know works. We know it works. Back in the day, once again, if you couldn't fit certain clothing, you worked out so you can be able to fit in the clothing. Now, people don't want to even be able to do that anymore. And that's sad, right? That's sad, and just shows how a lot of people are today, how lazy they are today. And like I said, she's a very beautiful woman. She is a very, very beautiful woman. But the fact that you can't even look in a mirror and say, hey, well, there's one thing that I need to change myself, and that is my weight, that's a problem, right? She can only see the changes that she need to make, which is sad because, once again, you're going to have people who are like this who think they don't need to make a change. Right? She probably don't think, hey, I don't need to make a change. But the good thing about having friends, the good thing about having people in your corner, the good thing about getting advice from other strangers or talking to other strangers is because they get to see flaws or whatever that you can't see, right? That is good. But once again, we have allowed people, right, who are quote unquote adults to now think this way, to now be so entitled to the point where, hey, once again, we're going to stronghold people into thinking one way. And it's sad because it just won't work. It won't work. But look, man, y'all do me a huge favor. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and leave me a subscribe.